Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to be testing out some Walmart broadheads for y'all because we know a lot of y'all seasons have already started and they may be about to start, so you might not have either the time to go to a bow shop or time to wait on some broadheads to come in. So we're going to test some Walmart broadheads for y'all, and we are going to be testing them with a low poundage bow, 50 to 55 pounds. Just in case you also might be looking for, some broadheads for your, for you, or if you're trying to get your wife or girlfriend or something into bow hunting, or your kid into bow hunting, and they don't shoot necessarily the highest pound, like 65, 70 pounds, like a lot of these guys on YouTube are. So we're going to be testing these broadheads on a low poundage bow with a 400 spine arrow, Hunter XT arrow, and we are going to be shooting it into in some pork meat to make it as realistic as we can to it going into, a deer.
And we're shooting it at 20 yards. It's not like,
yes,
we're not shooting it at 10 like everybody else that we've seen on YouTube. They only shoot like 10, 15 yards. I really wanted to shoot at 30, but Victoria's not comfortable shooting at 30.
Comfortable shooting, which I shoot around 50, 55 pounds. I'm not exactly sure. So this is going to be, low poundage at 20 yards, shooting into pork meat to see how these broadheads cut, to see if they go through it. And maybe I can manage to hit some of the bone in the pork meat which, pork bone is going to be a good bit denser than deer bone. So if any of these manage to go through some pork bone, then they should be really good for you to use. So let's jump right into this video and test out these broadheads, and hopefully it can give y'all some insight on if you want to try any of these Walmart broadheads, and we'll make sure to link the broadheads that we're using and also the price we'll clip it onto the video. So let's get to shooting. Okay, so first one that we're going to try is the Ozcut Hurricanes from Walmart. And we're shooting with the PSE Ferocity at 20 yards. So let's see how it does against some pork meat.
And it reflected off the bone.
Reflected off the bone?
I think, yeah.
Oh, so we got through some fat. We got through all that slab of fat. And into the it went through, but it didn't hit bone or nothing. So next is the G5 Mega Meat from Walmart. So let's see how this cuts. It does look like it's probably got some more penetration than the Hurricane. It went through the fat and into the shoulder, all the way through the shoulder, and it hit partially into the bag. So let's see what this cut looks like. Okay, so it did end up hitting bone, and it did break a blade, but again, it literally went through some pork bone. So next thing that we're shooting is the fixed blade swacker with bleeder blade. So let's see how this does.
Layla.
Okay, next one that we're shooting is the G5 Montec fixed blade. So we had the Swacker and the G5 Montec. We shot them at the same time. That way we wouldn't have to keep walking up and down the hill. Okay, so both of them went completely through the fat and into the muscle. The Montec went all the way through, basically like the Mega Meat did. The Swacker went all the way through and into the bag. So the Swacker's cut looks pretty good. So does the Montec. So I'd say both of those are about the same, honestly. So here is the entrance into the meet from the G5 Mega Meet, and this is the entrance in the meet through the G5 Montec. And this is the entrance to the Hurricane, minus that part, so it's probably looks more like that. So that right there is the Hurricane. And then here's the entrance into the meet from the Swacker. Fixed blade with bleeders. Okay, so any of those 4 options would be a pretty good, you know, decent priced broadhead for a low poundage bow. The Mega Meat did break a blade when it hit bone, but I mean, what can you expect? Now, he made a pretty good point that all the other ones you can sharpen, but the Mega Meat, if it breaks, it's done. But my favorite that I honestly saw out of all of those is the one I always shoot, which is the G5 Montec fixed blade. So if you want my personal opinion from a person who has been shooting a low poundage bow, it's always going to be G5 Montec. What do you say?
I think, like, you shoot what you're comfortable with. Like Victoria just told you she's comfortable shooting the G5 Montec. Me, I'm comfortable with probably about anything, really. But also, I have an 80-pound bow and a 70-pound bow.
So for Walmart broadheads, any of those 4 options would be really good for anything, basically. Again, honestly, with low poundage bows, I would feel more comfortable with a fixed blade. Just because you don't have to worry about any mechanical failures happening to the broadhead. But again, that's just me.
And if you do shoot a mechanical, know your distance. Like Victoria don't shoot nothing over 30. So if you shoot, let's say 40 pounds with a mechanical, I wouldn't shoot anything 20 yards. You better be, like, you're going to have super patience.
Yep.
So.
But with a fixed blade, you know, your distance can draw out a little bit. But for Walmart broadheads, and I know these are actually good broadheads that you can get at Walmart, but for the price of them and everything, I suggest the G5 Montec. But any of these would be good options. I'm still a little leery on the Mega Meat with a low poundage bow. But again, whatever you feel comfortable with, if that's what you want to shoot, go for it. It went through 2 inches of fat and 2 to 3 inches of meat.
And it did deflect off a bone.
Yes, and it did hit off a bone. So, and all of these did basically go all the way through. All of them did go all the way through 2 inches of fat and 2 to 3 inches of muscle. So any of these, if you hit a deer good, it'll kill a deer. So
what she's calling fat is the pork belly.
Yes.
Where you get bacon off of.
Yep.
So
I suggest the Montec. He says, whatever you feel comfortable with. On low poundage, just know your distance. So thank y'all for hanging out with us. Remember to like and subscribe. And we will see y'all hopefully next week. We are getting to go hunting for the first time. So that'll probably be our next video. Y'all going hunting with us. So, hopefully we'll get something. Hopefully we'll see something, more importantly. So y'all remember to like and subscribe. And we'll catch y'all next week when we are out in the deer woods. Bye.
And we're out.